It doesn't matter how old you are, the probability is that if you're watching this video, you've seen at least one episode of the popular anime series Dragon Ball. Here, the show follows Goku, who is the main character and an expert martial artist. Throughout the show, he partakes in martial arts competitions, as well as bigger fights against life-threatening enemies. Whilst his skills on the show are very exaggerated, it's also fair to say that most of his fights have genuine foundations in martial arts. Although Dragon Ball is purely fictional and doesn't relate to reality, it's also good to look into the world of Goku and see what fighting styles he actually uses. It's fair to say that he's well-rounded and possesses a number of attacks and is a great striker. However, one glaring weakness of Goku is that he's not a fantastic grappler. Throughout the show, he rarely relies on wrestling or judo. This is fine though, as it seems that almost all of the fighters within the Dragon Ball universe lack in this area too. Throughout the show, Goku's main fighting style is karate and kung fu. It should be noted that karate is descended from kung fu, so the pair have a lot of similarities. That is, they are both parts of wushu, the ancient Chinese martial art. However, they are separate arts as well. When it comes to starting a fight, Goku will often adopt a karate or kung fu stance. What this means is that he has a lead leg with his arm extended on the same side. Whilst doing this, Goku also uses a low base and has his resting leg at a 90-degree angle for base. His resting arm is also retracted to his chest, which makes him ready to pull punches from the chest at any moment. Sometimes, Goku will even chop his opponent, which is a homage to Kung Fu where chops originated. Supposedly, his gi is based on a karate outfit. Having said this, Goku's gi has short arms, whereas a traditional karate gi has long sleeves. He also wears boots, which aren't legal in karate, and sports a blue belt. It's safe to say that his skill level is far above that of a blue belt. Interestingly enough, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu founder Helio Gracie wore a blue belt in his later years to show that he was still a student of the art. So Goku's belt may be representative of a wider martial arts culture. Stick fighting and Bojitsu. In the earlier seasons of the show, Goku is well versed in the art of stick fighting. Here, Goku would practice with his power pole as a child and a young adult. This pole was basically a bow, which is commonly used in various martial arts such as karate and aikido. The bow is a long wooden staff that is held in both hands and is very thin and relatively lightweight. Here, the power pole would often be used to train with, and Goku rarely used this whilst fighting serious enemies. The idea of Bojitsu is to use the pole to both defend and attack with. It can be held like a shield to block strikes from fists or other weapons, and it can also be lunged and struck with to hit enemies. Sadly, as the series developed, the power pole featured less and less. Nonetheless, there's enough evidence to show that Goku was very good at stick fighting and was more than capable of handling himself. Throughout the show in general, Dragon Ball has often used kicks when fighting, and this is one of Goku's main skills. He uses a combination of karate, kickboxing and taekwondo. Often you will see him perform a variety of high kicks such as the roundhouse or even teep kicks, meaning that he's also dabbled with Muay Thai. Further evidence of his use of Muay Thai is his ability to knee opponents, which are used in the Thai art. Having said this, we don't really see him use elbows that much. In brief, Goku is very skilled with kicks, and alongside punches, these are often his main forms of attack. Due to the insane speed and flexibility of Goku's kicks, it's also fair to assume that he's a black belt in Taekwondo. Most of the time, his kicks require a high level of athleticism and aren't low on the body either. If this was a real show, then arguably Goku would also develop a bigger range of low kicks to mix up his attack and become more versatile. Nonetheless, calf kicks simply don't look as cool as spinning kicks do on TV. A massive part of Goku's game is Wing Chun. Here, Goku will often engage in close combat against his enemies and use his Wing Chun game. Looking at Dragon Ball in its entirety, it looks like a huge part of the show is based around Wing Chun. Often, whilst fighting in the sky, fighters will rapidly block and counterpunch their opponents at close range. These punches are usually short and snappy and lack range in general. In other words, you won't see Goku throwing haymakers like a boxer. Instead, he likes to trap and throw short but snappy punches to the face and body. Within the Dragon Ball world, it's fair to say that if you are poor at Wing Chun, then you will suffer massively. The reason for this is that a large part of the fighting involves blocks and lots of quick upper body movements. This means that Wing Chun is essential for Goku and any other serious fighters when it comes to Dragon Ball. Elsewhere, blocks are also used with the legs too, which is more karate based. Ninjutsu is a martial art that involves ninja-like training. One big part of this training involves dodging, which is used a lot in Dragon Ball and not just with Goku. A good example of this is Goku's ability to dodge both punches and kicks and create enough speed to get out of the way before a strike is landed. This is the benefit of learning ninjutsu, as it can improve speed and can be used to escape and dodge heavy hits. A prime example of this is when Goku faces Cell. Here, the pair often try to land strikes whilst the other dodges. Perhaps the biggest and most important part of Goku's style relies on Tai Chi. The reason for this is that he often uses Chi energy to his benefit. An example of this is building a spirit bomb or generating the energy to do a Kamehameha. This energy is generated by Goku and comes from within his internal body. Apparently, such is his inner power and strength that it can manifest into a physical ball of energy that can both hurt or kill his opponents. According to the art of Tai Chi, this is what Chi is. Chi is found within your body and flows throughout the planet. It is everywhere and can be harnessed to generate power and absorb attacks. As the show advanced, these moves became more and more commonplace. As a result, Tai Chi plays a huge role in Dragon Ball. In summary, Goku uses a variety of traditional martial arts to aid his fighting. Even though this is only a TV show, the good news is that it also translates to reality as well. Here, arts such as Wing Chun and Karate are still very much alive and kicking in today's day and age. So, if you plan on becoming your own version of Goku, then there's some good news, as with enough training, you can mimic his styles and somewhat apply them to reality. Overall, Goku is certainly an accomplished martial artist and can easily handle himself and win fights. As a result, you could call him a martial arts grandmaster.